everybody. Deb Coviello, host of the Drop-In CEO podcast. We're live today on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram to share, hopefully, insights, inspiration that you will really, really appreciate and take these insights into your weekend, into your business career, because I show up here, and you might ask, why do I keep showing up here? I really, really, really care about you, the C-suite leader, to help you realize your greatest value, shine a light on your gifts, and be able to help you lead as the leader you were meant to be, as well as lifting the leaders of tomorrow, because that's what we're all here for, is to leave a legacy. So if that's not you, you can leave now. But if that's you and you're curious, I always have a story and some insights that I want to share with you. So I'm going to be a little bit unscripted today, even though you know I always have a plan here. But I just have some thoughts that I want to share from you, to share a bit about myself. And maybe during the conversation that we're having, I know it's one way, but hopefully you're saying, and maybe you and I will have a chance to talk to each other someday. But until then, what I always like to do is share a little bit about what's going on in my life as maybe an icebreaker, maybe something I'm saying will resonate with you, maybe it'll be amusing. Deb's life and trying to figure out where this journey is going to take her. But I will say I am pretty clear on the journey. I can see what it is. I'm hoping that for you, wherever you're at in your career or business or personal life, that you can see the end game. You can see where you're going. You can see the legacy that you're leading. Because when you can see it, when you can feel it, when you can smell it, when other people are telling you about it, you can take those steps to move in that direction. So I don't know when this is going to actually air, repurpose, but now many of you have seen, I have pushed the button on the media company. media3l.com. I bought the URL, I bought the domain, thanks to a coach, Hirsch. We are live, Media3L. Now, what is that all about? More to come. But it is a media company. But I will take it back a little bit to why, Deb? Why a media company? Well, if you really know me, and if you ask my husband, Dan, you can't shut me up. I just have things that I want to share, but also I'm a deep listener. I love listening to other people and finding their insights, the gems, the gold, whatever that precious product is, and shine a light on it, because I want others to gain perspective. Think about how we can take some of these insights, because I want to provide those resources. So let's go back to 2019 and I pushed the button on the podcast, and the podcast might not have happened until somebody showed up in my life, because I had scripted it, I was practicing it, and I said, can I really do this? I have a lot to say. I had been guesting on shows, loved the interaction, the conversation, what unfolds from it. And somebody showed up at the last moment and says, what's holding yourself back? And I said, the only thing holding myself back is myself. And so with some more conversation and inspiration, after we got done with the call, I pushed the button on the first podcast. And 440 plus episodes later, I am still having conversations with amazing guests, and you, and just myself and you listening. But it is all part of a big dream that I have, to be on a larger stage, metaphorically or physically, a stage to be able to connect with you. And again, we're already doing it. 440 podcast episodes, a few speaking events. I've been on several hundred other people's podcasts, sharing my insights, getting to know and building meaningful connections. By creating a media company, it brings it more home. It creates more structure around all the content that I'm trying to do to help those leaders who may have come to a crossroad, need a support system, provide resources and information so they can navigate without any challenges, with more confidence. And ultimately, I'm all about spending more time doing the things that we love to do. And so I'm going to be looking for a lot of smart people around me to how to bring this to fruition. I see and feel it. What are all the bits and pieces? I kind of have an idea, but I'm putting it out there. I took a risk on myself, and now there is a media company to drive this engine of being able to do the purposeful work. Now, I want to bring it to a bit of reality. There's a colleague in my ecosystem that I found and we're continuing some conversation. There's something very impactful about what they said, as we're going to be connecting again real soon. And this is not word for word, but the essence of what they said to me. I would love to speak to you because I feel caged and want to be set free. I feel caged and I want to be set free. And I'm wondering how many of you are out there due to circumstances or of your own choices and decisions have the same feeling. I wonder about that because I'll tell you, I was there following norms and constructs and scribbling between the lines. And I had an opportunity to start scribbling outside the lines. Okay. And there's another story around that. But again, I come back to you. Do you feel this way? And then I'm going to ask you a question about what's your story. Because you are amazing. I care about you so much. Every one of you that I have met who have taken a chance on me due to cold outreach, warm referrals, you've been on the podcast, every one of you is so amazing. And I want everybody to shine a light on themselves so that they are so amazing. And any of those things that detract from it, that kind of impact your confidence, let's learn from those things and what can you do and take control of your life. So I ask you, do you have a big dream? Do you have something that you've been trying to do within your corporate context, in your own business, or maybe in your community or your family? Again, this transcends every aspect of your life, even if it's in well-being or learning a new skill. Do you have a big dream? Because I'll tell you, I broke free from the constructs and I am living my dream and creating it every single day. And then the next question I want to ask you is, do you feel held back? And why could that be? So I'm just pausing there a little bit for you just to take that in. And I want you to think about that because, again, I am all about thinking versus doing. And by imparting a little bit of knowledge, maybe this is Deb's talk, like TEDx talk, Deb talk, and I know that's probably been coined someplace else. But I am here to help you break free of the cycle and think differently. Do you have a big dream? And what's holding you back? Now, I'm going to impart some insights because I always want to leave you with something, and maybe it doesn't always work for you. Maybe your circumstances constrain you, and maybe that's true and you can't make a move. There is always something you can do to move yourself forward. So here are 5 things I want to suggest to you to think about. How is it that you can live your dream, be the person, the most fulfilling person, not hold yourself back? So, number 1, I think this is probably the most important one. What do you see in the future? And can you really see it? Again, close your eyes, lean back if you can. Have you ever been on a beach or fishing or in the mountains? And you can see a different version, a different place for yourself. Because if you cannot see it, if you cannot envision it, you can't be it. Okay? Number 1. Number 2, what or who is standing in the way? Okay, this is where you can get tactical. Pull out that piece of paper, your electronic device. Pros and cons. Is it you? Is it something else? What is holding you back? And I want you to reflect on that. What are the things holding you back? Because I'll find you could probably argue most of them away to it's you, circumstances that maybe you can control or change, and most in your control, with only a few exceptions. So number 3, as I said, make a list, check it twice, look at it, put it away, bring it out again, look at it. What are those things that are holding you back? And check things off if they happen to hold you back. And what can you do today or tomorrow to move away from those things that are holding you back? Move everything into the control column so that you can start moving towards whatever that aspiration or dream is of yours. And what can you do right now is number 4. Because some of it you might not be able to do right away. There may be some timing, some financial implications. But what can you do right now? Could it be surround yourself with the right people, start networking with thought leaders that can start creating, helping you to create that dream as you spitball and put those ideas out into the world? And number 5, what do you need to plan for it? Do you have the right people in your network? Do you understand how to do certain things? Do you need to find experts? Do you need to talk to your family? And that's number 5. So let me recap. These are the 5 tips that I have for you to be able to move forward and create the dream or live that dream that you want. What do you see in the future, and can you see it? What or who is standing in the way? Make a list and check it twice. What can you do right now? And what do you need to plan for? And so, this final thought that I want to share with you was inspired. I was inspired by a lunch and learn I recently hosted for women in flavor and fragrance commerce. And the guest was Shelby Waku, who was author of the book Self-Advocacy. And as she was sharing her insights with her community about those things that hold us back from self-advocacy and the things that we should do, 2 words she said that were so impactful was, you decide. You decide who you want to be. You decide what narratives you want to assume, what narratives about who you are and what you represent. You decide. Very powerful words. So on that note, I want everybody to move forward to the work that they are meant to do. And maybe if you're happy and satisfied, kudos to you. But it's also a good moment to reflect. Are you living everything that you want in all aspects of your life? And I know this is a little bit of personal development, leadership development. I do work technically with leaders in helping them with organizational challenges, but I find with every single thing and every person that I interact with, there are things holding them back from doing the technical work or the purposeful work. And so you're already successful, and I want you to continue to be successful. Think about it. The playbook you've been playing by, which has been very valuable and has made you successful, may not be what keeps you successful in the future. So that's why I keep imparting these thoughts along the way to help you to think differently versus being a robot. Robots don't run the world, humans do, and I want you to think. Humans think. And yeah, I know there's AI out there and you can teach AI to learn different things, but the core, the human element is what I really care about. You decide. You get to think about what the future looks like. You decide how you're going to move forward to that. And so these are my thoughts for you. I'm here for you. Deb Coviello, host of the Drop-In CEO podcast, your guide, your number 2, your CEO whisperer. I want to see you succeed. My mentor, Dave, wants to see me succeed. And I think by helping you, I'm realizing that success and fulfilling one of the wishes that Dave has. So with that, reach out to me. dropinceo.com is my website. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's me direct messaging, contacting you direct. Let's book some time together. Let's see if we can spitball, we can brainstorm and help you to move to that place of not being controlled or caged and be you. So that's all I have today. Thank you again for dropping in on the podcast. And all I want to do is wish you all well, much success, and until we connect, be well. Take care.